Good morning. It is Wednesday with the Whittemore Group. Of course, you've got Tim here, your local expert and enthusiastic professional. Today, we're going to talk about, oh my God, my house isn't selling right now. What am I going to do? Right now, a lot of agents and a lot of different people in different areas are saying that the market's kind of slowed down. Now, it's the fall time as of this recording, so most of the time it does kind of fall down, but we're kind of expecting that from the beginning of the year, beginning of 2019. Now, some people might be feeling a shift, but nobody wants to hear that, so I didn't actually say it. But maybe I did. Anyway, when the shift happens, there's a whole different way that realtors actually have to sell and position your home. And what happens is when it starts to shift down, you have to kind of predict where it's going down to and try to price accordingly. If not, you're just playing this game until the market evens out again. So let's not get into that. Let's see some other things that we can do to kind of help you out firsthand. So here's some reasons that your house may not be selling. And here's some personal ones that I've gone through. And of course, I had to go on the interwebs and kind of figure out the other ones. Yeah, I said interwebs. All right, first, we were just talking about it. Your price is too high. Now, it could be, if it's not the condition of the house, it's almost always the price. So if it's a pristine, like you just did everything, you did remodels to the kitchen, the bathrooms, the floors are new, everything's great, you're listed too high. So the best way to mitigate that, of course, is to lower that price. Don't trust in Zestimate, because that's just a general what is in there. And we're comparing homes, and I've done another video on this, but you're comparing homes that in this area might be on the water versus something that's right next to a trailer park, right? It just takes an average of everything and says, hey, this is what your home's worth. You really want to know, of course, you'll talk to your local real estate professional. The other one to determine is that we as real estate agents, we don't actually determine what your home is worth. The market determines what it actually sells for. So we help you position that. So what that might mean is if your house isn't selling, we didn't position it correctly from the get-go, or we try to get a little bit more for the market than the market was supporting. So that's one thing to keep in the back of your mind. And of course, the fix for this is to lower the price. All right. The other one, number 2, is your house doesn't quite fit the mold for the area. Now, if you live in, like we are here now in Fort Walton Beach, we are in a very eclectic area where we've got block houses from the 50s all the way to these beautiful modern homes that are built right here on the bayou or wherever. And it's quite interesting to kind of see that. Now, if you have a unique property, it's got odd features as well, like it's got 2 kitchens on either side of the house. It's got a bathroom outside. I've literally seen this where you had to walk outside. There was no pool outside, but you had to walk outside and you could open a door into just a half bath. It was the strangest thing. But some things for unique properties, you just have to kind of just wait. Wait for that person to kind of go through that and rate and have the patience. You're going to have to adjust your market strategy as well. Who's the buyer? You're the one that purchased this. Now, who's the buyer that's going to purchase after you that wants this uniqueness of the property? Talk to your real estate professional to see what they can do to help market something better for you. Okay. The number 3 is your staging is bad or it just doesn't exist. Now, there's a difference between a badly staged house, and a vacant house, right? If they see the vacancy or they see the staging, you know, it's going to kind of go back and forth. However, if you attempted to stage and it's just got a lonely chair with a hanging light bulb above it, I think I've seen a horror movie like that. That's bad staging, okay? So generally speaking, stage homes are going to sell quicker and for more money. Of course, the flip side of that is you're going to have to pay to actually get it staged, right? Okay. Just know that the badly staged homes can show off like your flaws for the house. But the best thing and the best way to mitigate these things is just to fix up some things. So staging doesn't necessarily mean putting furniture and arranging things and decluttering, although I do suggest that you do that. It could be that you didn't fix the minor items that are out there, okay? So painting, going out and doing the yard, brutally decluttering your house. Now, here's what I tell my sellers, is that think of yourself as living in a model home. So every time that you go out, you have to make sure that it's still good for the model, that people will enjoy it. All right? And if it still isn't selling and it is a staging issue, consider hiring a staging professional either to help you out there. And of course, your real estate professional can of course get you closer to or give you some price estimates of what that's going to be. And that's going to depend on your area and what you're looking for. The next is your number 4 is your curb appeal. Now, if your curb appeal is no bueno, it's no good, it's not going to put people, because we want people to go to the house and get inside. And I've literally seen sometimes, even when I'm showing homes for buyers, where I drive up and they're like, yeah, I don't want to see this house, just from the curb appeal itself. Now, it could be because of the surrounding area or something like that, but most of the time our objective here, if I'm representing you, my team, is we want people to get into the house so that they could see the good things that we have in there. So some staging advice that you could do for that, I almost fell over just now, is of course landscaping. You got to mow the lawn. This time of year, the grass is growing pretty quickly with all the rain, so make sure that we're getting out there, or you have somebody that's going out there and keeping the lawn mowed. You could even add potted plants. Those are super simple to just kind of put out there. If you've got kind of the bed in front of the yard, of course you can put some mulch or whatever you need into that and kind of spruce it up. Make sure to trim the bushes, plant flowers, and fix anything that's out there. So if there's some frame or something that's kind of fallen off, make sure that you fix that up. All right, the next is your photos. Just know that 98% of people that are going out and purchasing homes are going to see it online before they ever get to your house, most of the time. So if you've got an iPhone picture, Android pictures, and it's just dark and dingy, nobody's going to want to go and check out that house. All right, they're never even going to get into the house. So make sure that you actually have those. If you didn't and you tried with a discount broker and you're like, hey, we're going to mitigate the price for your commission, so they're just going to do the minimum that they have to just to get it listed, you may want to reconsider your strategy. What I would suggest at this point, and it might be out of your own pocket, is to get a professional photos and then ask, of course, your agent to market that as kind of a revival going through. And I'm choking here, one second. Okay, so next one, let's see, is you have a specific problem to address. What's that mean is you're getting some showings, people are coming into the house, and the feedback that you're getting from the agents, from their buyers, or from the agents themselves are saying that you need to address something. You need to fix something. So some examples of that would be, hey, we couldn't figure out where the TV would go, right? And the way to mitigate that would be staging. So you could put fake TV or real TV up there and be like, hey, this is where it is, right? Maybe there's a bedroom that they can see a king-size bed in. Again, what you would do for that is staging. Here's another one. My buyer couldn't see enough of the counter space that they needed in the kitchen. Of course, the one for that would be decluttering, like brutally decluttering, right? The thing I was talking about, model home. Oh yeah. Now, other things we can't fix, like the kitchen's too small. Well, don't spend the money to make that a bigger kitchen. Of course, you live, or it could be something that maybe you live near a plant, like a concrete plant or something of that nature. You can't pick up the house and move it. So the ways to mitigate that and adjust that is through price. Okay, so that would be a price adjustment that you'd have to make to make it more attractive to that buyer and to beat out your competition. All right. So the last one that I'm going to tell you, which is number 7, so we had 7 of these, I didn't count them all, but is you're getting bad advice. Now, it could be that the past real estate professional that you were using didn't give you any advice, or they just gave you bad advice, like, hey, you should dump all this money into this kitchen, you know, and then all of a sudden it didn't sell and you've got all this money out of pocket. Of course, they could tell you, hey, go ahead and fix up this backyard or put up a new fence in the backyard, and then you're out of money and you didn't get to do anything, which is pretty bad. So one thing that you want to ensure is that you're going to get the closest return on investment possible. Sometimes the things that you do, you probably, in most cases, if you're doing renos, you're not going to get too much money back. Now, if you do everything, then we're talking about completely renoing, and you're pretty much flipping a house at that point. As long as you're doing your own labor, that might be something, but I feel like that's another video. There are some low-cost items that you can do to help out, which is essentially just like painting, yard maintenance, doing minor stuff like that, because that's going to make it show better. And you're not going to put a whole bunch of money forward and then just not be able to sell the house that way. Some things that are going to help you, though, are big, like, staples of the house, like the roof, your heating and cooling, your HVAC system, your water heater. Things like that are going to help that sell quicker. And of course, depending on the loan product that the buyer's purchasing, I mean, it's going to have to be done anyway. So might as well get that done first. So that's your fix. If for whatever reason you're getting those bad advice, your home didn't sell, I suggest going out there and finding a local professional that has sold in that area, or has been contacting you enough that you think that they've got the wherewithal to actually go out and market this appropriately for you. That's what I would suggest. Now, if you still can't get out there and your house still didn't sell and you're getting to a point to where you're kind of in a financial struggle, what I would suggest, of course, is to rent it. Rent it for the next year, get a year lease in there, and then just wait for the market to adjust to the price that you want or you need to get out of that house. All right, well, I hope this was informative to everybody. If you have any additional questions, leave them in the comments below, or of course, reach out to us at any time. If you like this video and you think that somebody else could use it, please do like and share this with them. And of course, as always, we'll see you there soon, and we'll see you next week. Take care.